You're probably scrolling through a sea of optics right now, wondering if you're about to drop a serious chunk of cash on something that ends up sitting in a bag because it just isn't the right fit. I get that hesitation. The last thing you want is to buy a high-end piece of gear that looks great on paper but leaves you frustrated out in the field. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review I'm going to break down the Swarovski Modular Objective 65mm Arca Swiss Green the way you'd hear it from someone who's actually looked into how it performs day to day, what kind of setups it lives in, and where the real value hides behind those glossy specs. First off, let's talk about what makes this kind of modular objective different from a traditional binocular or spotting scope. The idea behind a modular system is that you can swap the objective lens onto different eyepiece modules depending on the task: a short-range birding module, a long-range hunting module, even a night vision module if you have the right add-on. That flexibility sounds great, but it also means you need a solid, reliable base that won't introduce any quirks when you change parts. The 65mm objective is the heart of that system, and Swarovski has focused on delivering a clear, crisp image that stays consistent across those swaps. In real-world terms, imagine you're on a dawn birding walk. You start with a wide-field, low-magnification module to locate a flock, then you flip to a higher magnification module to get a tight view of a rare warbler perched on a twig. The transition feels seamless because the objective maintains its image quality, so you're not fighting foggy lenses or a loss of contrast when you change modules. Now, who actually benefits from this setup? If you're a serious birdwatcher who spends weekends chasing elusive species, or a guide who needs to provide your clients with the best possible view without hauling a whole rack of different scopes, this objective is built for you. The nitrogen-filled, waterproof and fog-proof construction means you can push it into rain, mist, or even a quick dip in a stream without worrying about internal condensation ruining your view. The temperature tolerance from a bitter cold -13°F all the way up to a scorching 131°F covers everything from early morning frost to midsummer heat, so you won't have to recalibrate or worry about optical performance shifting with the weather. On the flip side, if you're a casual hiker who only pulls out optics a few times a year, or someone who's happy with a simple pair of binoculars that cost a fraction of this price, the modular advantage might feel like overkill. You'll also need to own or be willing to invest in the compatible ATX, STX, or BTX eyepiece modules, which adds another layer of cost and decision-making. Let's get into the practical strengths that matter once the objective is in your hands. The first thing most users notice is the sheer clarity. Swarovski's optical engineering delivers a high-contrast image that retains color fidelity even at the edges of the field. In practice, that translates to being able to distinguish subtle feather patterns on a bird or reading the grain on a tree bark from a distance, something that can be a game-changer for identification. The minimum focus distance is short enough to let you get surprisingly detailed views of subjects that are just a few meters away, great for observing insects or small mammals without having to get physically close. The integrated Arca Swiss compatible tripod shoe is another subtle win. It means you can mount the objective directly onto a sturdy tripod without needing an extra adapter, and the 1/4-inch thread is a standard that works with most high-quality tripods you'll already have. That stability is crucial when you switch to a high-magnification module. Even the slightest vibration can ruin a view, and the solid mounting keeps the image rock-steady. No product is without its trade-offs, and the objective's design does introduce a few considerations. At 65mm, the lens offers a nice balance between light-gathering ability and portability, but it's still larger and heavier than a typical 50mm spotting scope. If you plan to hike long distances with your gear, the added weight could become noticeable, especially when you add a heavy tripod and a high-magnification module on top. The modular concept also means you're locked into Swarovski's ecosystem. You can't just grab any third-party eyepiece and expect the same performance. That isn't a problem if you're already committed to the brand, but it does limit flexibility for those who like to mix and match components from different manufacturers. Finally, the price point reflects the premium optics and rugged construction, so it's an upfront investment that makes sense only if you're going to use it regularly in demanding conditions. All things considered, the The Swarovski Modular Objective 65mm Arca Swiss Green shines when you need a reliable, high-definition visual core that can adapt to multiple viewing scenarios without compromising on durability. It's built for people who spend serious time in the field, who need that extra bit of clarity to make a difference, and